Now, earlier this morning, we had the news of the passing of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. He unfortunately passed away while receiving medical treatment in India. He was 80 years old at the time, and we cannot, just say he has passed away without recognizing some of the significant things that he did for his country while he was alive. We remember him for championing of democracy and also multi-party politics. There was a time there was only one ruling party in Kenya, and he championed for multi-party politics in Kenya. Also, the constitutional reforms of 2010, he really championed for that. There was a lot of backlash and a lot of push when it came to that, but he made his stance very clear. We also had, he was also the symbol for opposition and political resilience. No president, by the way, after Moi, had any peace because of Raila Odinga. He kept them on their toes. He went bag for bag when it came to each and every president. We had Mwai Kibaki after the elections. We had Uhuru Kenyatta post-elections. And then even them coming to an agreement of, okay, I see what you did there, so you can be my prime minister. We did see him working, closely with even President Ruto, who is the current president of Kenya. So he has been very, very relevant in the political scene over his lifetime. We also have him to thank for the handshake effort and efforts towards national unity, because for the longest time, and because of the diversity that is the Kenyan population, there have been a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of divide, especially tribal divide. But because of him, we have seen significant efforts towards unity because of him. And while his remembrance is going on, his death was announced today. A few leaders have come out to share the sentiments. We had former President Uhuru Kenyatta talk about how the news of Raila's passing has left a silence that echoes across our nation. A silence where once was a voice of thunder and conviction. I have lost a friend, a brother. To me, Raila was more than a political colleague. He was a defining part of my own journey in public service and in life. I will miss our conversations, sometimes challenging, but always insightful. We also had President Ruto share his condolences and visit Mama Aida at their current residence. There are also more political figures that made their way to Karen to condole the widow, who is Mama Aida. We've seen vice presidents. We've also seen Esther Passaris, we've seen Mr. Ishungwa and other political leaders, Edwin Sifuna, who've made their way to Karen just to comfort the family of the late Raila Odinga.
Yeah, it was very sad considering he had been going through a health, treatment. He was undergoing health treatment, and unfortunately during his morning walk he did suffer a cardiac arrest, which led to the passing of this great man. He has been a political giant in our country for many reasons. We will remember him. And I think even for the people who are his diehard, not only fans, but his diehard followers, I think it's important for us to also still steadfastly remember him as a peaceful man, because he was always up for a peaceful celebration, peaceful elections, peace, peace, peace. He was a man who wanted peace. So let's try as much as we can to, yes, mourn his death, but also be a little bit more civil about how we do things. Like the roads are now starting to get road closures. There's a lot of, well, mourning, but in the form of protesting. Like it's not the safest that it has been. So I think it's important for us to remember that, yes, he was a great man, but also please let peace prevail, because his passing needs to be cemented by a term of peace, as he represented that in his whole political career. He may not have necessarily gotten to the peak, which was he'd always wanted to be a president, but in as much as he didn't get the presidential position, he was always part of government, and he's been part of government for a long time. So let's try as much as we can to mourn his loss in peace, in tranquility, and give his family some time to seek solace in this very, very impossible time. It is difficult to lose a father, a husband, a grandfather. It is difficult to lose any member of your family. So we hope and pray that the family of the Odinga may find peace and accept our condolences here as Ibru TV during this very, very difficult time. Please don't take advantage of this and make it what it is not. It will happen in many cases that when someone prominent passes on, something happens. So let's try as much as we can to keep the peace during this very, very difficult time. Rest in peace, Mr. Raila Odinga.